What up, you amazing hackers? It's your boy, the Humble Hacker from Shottown, returning for our last stretch in this read-through. We got our antivirus evasion and exfiltration. So that's what we're going to be knocking out today. So it should be quicker. Yeah, quicker, picker, upper. That thing. Alright, and from, as always, that I put at the end of all of my videos, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to stay updated on future content. Alright, let's go! So, our first thing, we're going to need to reconnect over to this entire network. And luckily for me, I took notes. And we just need to adjust some numbers here for what we're going to be using to reconnect to this network. Our first step, we're going to be using the kerfuffle, which is the shuttle, and connecting to that. Our first device, which is 200, which is the prod soiva, connecting to through that through SSH. And how, again, this how this works is we use shuttle to connect as the user that we we're able to exploit this as, which is root, to this IP address. And we're using shuttle to also issue the SSH command to use this IDRSA key so we don't get asked for a password. We're connecting over to this subnet, and we're excluding this IP address, which is the one that we're connecting to, because if we leave it, it kind of creates a little bit of like weird paradoxical conflict, where it's connecting through here, connecting to all the devices here, but this is included. So it's like, wait, how am I connecting to this subnet that includes this IP address if you're already connecting with this IP address? So that's kind of how it looks there. So we're connected to the prod server here. Now we can't just start from there. We have our access that we also got from that hard work on the Git server. So we're going to use evilwinrm to log in as administrator with that hash and the IP address right there. And here we are with our connection. So we're going to go navigate to C Windows temp. And since this is a group room where anybody can drop whatever files they are, let's just make sure that there's nothing in here first. So we already got chisel in there. Let's go ahead and remove it. Okay. Is it still there? Okay. Okay. Don't know why I can't delete it, so screw it. We're just gonna leave it in there then. All right. So we're just gonna leave it in here. We're gonna create another window because we're gonna be using chisel from here to create a forward proxy to here, so we can connect from our machine to the last device, the personal PC. And how are we gonna do that? We have to first open a firewall port here via the net sh command. We're going to open up port 47005. We got our OK to show that it worked. There were no errors. So we're going to now use chisel to create a server instance on the port that we just opened using SOCKS 5 proxy. All right, so we have it listening on that port right there. We're going to take this use it on our machine to use the client to connect to the server on this particular port, and we're going to be opening port 1338 on our machine as well. We should get connected right there, which we do. Now we have our Foxy proxy right here, and let's go through our settings to make sure that what we have matches. So we have that, our wreath right there. We have it set to port 1338. So now if we go to 290.100, it should, oh crap, whoops, we have to turn on the proxy first. Whoopsies. Do that again. Now we're immediately brought to the personal PC on .100. So we should, our next thing that it had, we found that it had a resources page where we can log in, right? And our password that we had for it is trying to remember where we found that at. I think it was like, make sure it's this one that I have. Okie dokie. Cool. So we are now brought up to this Thomas upload page. Now, seeing as this is an upload page, we from our last one that we did from, I think, the personal PC, where we took an image file and we edited it. We utilize this one using the Exif tool to place commands in here, in this image file. And here we are. We have our PHP code, which, let's see. Oh, right. This was our creation of, where was it? Where was the original at? We added a, we created a parameter called wreath. I believe that was what the name of it was. So we can enter in commands through that. Where did we put that thing at? Let me see if I have an old one. I believe this one might be it. I know we made a bunch. Okay, yeah, we have our, in the comment section, our test payload here. And per the step here, where did it go? Yep, this is what we're doing with the Exif tool. All right. Okay, so we should be set. So here we are on our upload. Now let's go through this thing. Let's stop here and go through these. All right, so AV evasion. Now, for antivirus evasion, we have two primary types. We have on-disk and we have in memory. So on-disk evasion, this is trying to get a file on a target and execute it. In memory, it's a way of trying to import a script directly into memory and executing it there. And let's see what else we have. We have, all right, Microsoft implemented a feature called the Anti-Malware Scan Interface. So this is a feature of Windows that scans scripts as they enter memory. It doesn't actually check the scripts itself, but it does provide hooks for antivirus publishers to use. So it looks through scripts that are placed in memory, compares that to what other antivirus publishers have, and determines whether or not if it should or should not be executed. Okay, kind of like how any antivirus works, just about. So let us see. We need to fingerprint the AV on the target to get an idea of what solution that we're up against. If we already have a shell on the target, we may be able to use programs such as Sharp Cheddar Checker and Click It or Ticket to identify the antivirus solution installed. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's see, what else do we need? Okay, so here we go. AV evasion usually involves some form of obfuscation when it comes to payload. Right, so to kind of trick the system into thinking that this is something different and to just let it go as is. So what category of evasion covers uploading a file to storage on the target before executing it? We just went over that. That was the on-disk evasion. Oops, proxy's still on. Gotta turn that damn thing off. All right. Yeah, I stopped giving a damn about this streak thing because I don't know what time clock this thing is on. Because every time, like, I think it's 24 hours, and then I find out that it's either 6 or 8 or 2 or something like that, and I was like, okay, you can eat fromunda cheese. So what is this? What does AMSI stand for? The Anti-Malware Scan Interface. So what category does this affect? The on memory, in memory, which is what we just read. Yay! All right. Next up, AV detection methods here. All right. So we have two different categories. We have static detection and heuristic. Now, a lot of companies use heuristic because it adjusts per the situation. Static is, does it match this like process or file type to the letter? And that's what big companies don't really like using because one small change, static detection is completely nixed. So, the static virus detection methods, where does that? Okay, involves some kind of signature detection, which is what I was just explaining. Very rudimentary system, for example, will be taking the hash sum of a suspicious file and comparing it to a database of known malware hash sums, which was exactly what I just explained previously. That it'll take a like either a file or a hash or whatever, and see if it's matched to the letter or to the number to a database of what it already has in it, and that's not really optimal for major companies or anything like that. Where's this next one? This dynamic, this heuristic. Is that what it's called? Heuristic? Her, her. Anyway, moving on. All right, where the hell is the heuristic at? It says static. Here's an imitation of me speed reading. The hackers is usually ignoring enough to pass static detection methods. Other forms of static detection of using antivirus software is a much greater effective techniques called byte-stream matching. By matching another form of signature detection, with all users searching for the program, look for the match sequences of bytes against no database of byte sequences. Okay, that was fast. Let's see. Here we go. Dynamic methods look at how the file acts. So, AV software can go through the executable line by line, checking the flow of the execution based on the predefined rules about the type of action that's malicious. Okay. What is this? What does this paragraph say? Evading these measures is so perfectly possible. It's a lot harder to evading static detection techniques. Sandboxes tend to be relatively distinctive, so also we need to look for the various system values. Okay. Equally, the logic flow analysis, the AV software is still only working with a set of rules to check malicious behavior. If the malware acts in a way that's unexpected, it can has some random code that does the grand sum of nothing inserted in the expert and likely pass its detection method. Okay. To make life harder still, oh god. Antivirus vendors are usually in close contact with one another, as well as with scanning sites such as VirusTotal. Yes, I use this a lot. When the AV detects suspicious files, it usually sends file back to servers owned by the provider, where it gets analyzed and shared with the other providers. What it means is that once our payload is detected in one computer, the chances that it will be quickly be taken apart and shielded against. This rapid sharing of information allows AV providers to stay ahead of the bad actors. A good thing, but also obviously adds an extra complication to our job as the hackers. Okay, call me Twister. Alright, so what other name can be used for dynamic heuristic detection methods? That would be, behavioral, because that's the only word left in there. Okay. If AV software splits a program into small chunks and hashes them, checks against a database, is this static or dynamic? This is static, of course. Now, when dynamically analyzing a suspicious file using a line-by-line analysis of the program, what antivirus software check against? What would antivirus software check against to see if this behavior is malicious? This would be the, because this is another example of static detection where it's going line by line. Does this match? Does it match? Does it match? Does it match? To see if anything matches. So this would be a set of predefined rules that are already like, which just meaning like follow these. So let's see. Let's confirm that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, static malware detection method looks at the file itself. Yep, go through line by line, checking the flow based on predefined rules, which is in italics, which should say this would be the answer. Okay, what could be added to a file to ensure that only a user can open it, preventing AV from executing a payload? That would be password, because if it's encrypted, or if it's protected with the password, the AV software can't open it and execute it without that password. So it'll basically be a file that'll be like dead in the water that the system can't do anything with until it's actually opened. So let's see. Okay. And the reason why I know that is because I work in a SOC. So as an analyst, and this is what I see practically like every day. So let's see. Let's confirm that. I just want to go through all this and determine if it's in here or not. In addition to this, when working with certain kinds of delivery methods, password protecting a file can get straight around the behavioral analysis checks. So there we are. Okay, now let's begin with our payload obfuscation. Yes, jumped the gun a little bit there. Super duper, because I thought that we did this already, but if we didn't, I don't care. Yeah, so now we've covered the basic terminology. Let's get to the heckin'. Alright, so what are we doing? Okay, we have an upload point. Yep, we do, via here. Okay, so we can upload PHP scripts. We need to figure out how to make a PHP script that will bypass the antivirus software. Alright, so the solution is this. We build a payload that does what we need to do, preferably in a slightly less common way. Then we obfuscate it, either manually or by using one of the many tools online. First, let's build that payload. Alright, so let's see. Let's take this here. Put this. Alright. Let's see what it does. Here we check to see if a get parameter called wreath has been set. If so, we execute it using the shell exec and execute the command via this right here. Creating a parameter called wreath. Here, command equals get wreath. That's pretty much self-explanatory right there. This is slightly longer than the classic PHP one-liner web shell get command for two reasons, okay? Alright, if we're obfuscating it, then it'll become a one-liner anyway. Anything different is good when it comes to AV evasion. Okay, so now we need to obfuscate this payload, so there are many measures that we can take. Alright. We have switching parts of the exploit around, so they're in an unusual order. This might be tricky because if the script has to follow a certain amount of lines, switching the lines around might make things complicated because there'll be more like testing to see if it works on our end, which means we probably might need like a carbon copy of what we're trying to test against so we don't trigger any alerts on the target there. So here we go. Manual obfuscation is very much a thing, but for the sake of simplicity, let's use the online available tools. So we have a tool linked here. So what is this? Stick the payload into the tool. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, select everything. And obfuscate our source code. Okay. So this is what we have. And this is what we confirm that we have in our here. Okay. Now, how do we get this here? We already have our code obfuscated. Okay. And okay, this was our original code. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Now we have to make some adjustments to this here. Let's take this, put this in a new tab. Actually, no, let's just go over it. So now we can put this side by side. And there we go. Okay. So we have our obfuscated code that's right here. Okay. Our next step, let's see. If you look closer, this is very much the same payload as before. Okay. This should fool Defender. As this is getting passed into a bash command, we need to escape the $ to prevent them from being interpreted as bash variables. Okay, so what do? We put, what's the difference between these two? Slashes. Okay, so where do we put our slashes at? Before the $. So, wait. Hold on 1 second. This doesn't match. Let's take this. Right, we put this here. Right, we selected everything. Right? Obfuscated code, which is here. Okay, let's just still follow along with it. All right, so yeah, because these don't match, but we'll figure it out. All right, so we have, okay, so basically just transcribe the slashes. So we have slash right here, / right here. So everything that has a $, a / goes in front of it. Okay. Have our next one right here. Cool. And that should be it. All right. Okay, so we have the correct answer there. Now we can finalize our exploit, making a copy of our image, which we have. But let's follow the steps here. I like this one. Nah. Change to, let's do this one instead. Save image as save this as a JPEG. All right, let's save that. Okay, so let's make a copy of an innocent image, which we did. Change. Okay, change samurai. Why is my keyboard not working? Okay, let's move samurai to shell. Wait. Oh, that was notepad, not command shell. My bad. All right, switch. Let's fix that problem. Nice and quick, like. All right. To okay, the jpeg.php. So let's save that, right? Now we're going to use the exif tool to add this as a comment. So let's do that. And what the hell am I entering here? Jeez. All right, hold up a second. I just got so discombobulated here. All right. So here's our command here. So we got comment there. Okay. And okay, comment equals double quote. At the end of the double quote, put the file name there. All right, cool. So if we go here, enter exif tool, we should get a message saying one image file updated. Cool. So now this Samurai file is now updated with this exif code right here. So we can now upload this. In order to find it, we got to go to all file types. All right. Let's upload that. Hold up. Totally forgot. We have to have this has to be on the proxy when we do this here. So let's upload it. File uploaded successfully. And how do we find it? Okay. You should get similar output to the following. In the uploads folder and the name of the file. So we're going to get rid of this part. Uploads. And let's simply copy this entire file name. Paste it right here. What's next? Oh, come on. Who the Oh my God. Who was the Sweet Jesus. Who in the habanero peppers knick-knack paddywhack give a bone do schnazzle Oh my God, whoever reset this room, you are about as useful as the series finale to Mantis, which, by the way, was the very first live-action African-American superhero television series that came out a year before Blade. Oh my God, who is this? Oh my God, who is this walking diaper rash of a person for douche snabble bobble? Sweet Jeebus. Okay, now we have to do this all over again. Yay! Thank you, you busted turducken. I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's alright. Everything's just dandy. Looks like someone not only want a coal in their stocking, but also a good old-fashioned ass whooping. Thank you for just tearing apart the majority of this freaking morning. Now I have to wait just for this thing to be in operational capacity again. I swear. Whoever reset this freaking room, you're about as useful as day-old chitlin water. That's how useful you are right now. Just an entire day of cleaning chitlins, an entire day of cooking the chitlins, and a day of rest, and the day after that day of rest, the sheer putrid, pungent stench of chitlins. That's what you are. That is what you are. Whoever did this, that is what you are. I'm okay. Even though this numbskull just made me feel like somebody just threw tripe in my face. Oh my god. This is frustrating. If anybody knows what chitlins smell like, then you'll understand the disgust and the actual hatred that I have for whoever reset this room. Whoever reset this room, I should be waterboarded with chitlin water. Just have them angle down, the head right toward the floor. You just got a big old stewing pot of chitlin water and you just dunk it right in there. Right in there. Or just have them standing up. Have the person standing up, hand tied behind their back, and just dunk their head in that big old stewing pot of chitlin water like they bobbing for apples, but instead they'll be bobbing for more chitlins. And hopefully they'll have a grand old time doing that, because that is what this person needs for doing this to this freaking room. Relax. Woosah. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just calm down. Breathe a little bit, you know. Seeing as though that this person is about as smart to the plot of Matrix Resurrections. That's how much of a genius that you are. If only I could send a self-destruct signal to this person's keyboard to explode it in that moron's face. Alright, we're connected now. So let's continue. Alright, let's do all this all over again. Fantabuloso, because you know what that also means. That also means that we have to do what? Reopen the port. I would rather watch that 80s show than have to. All right, let's just do it. Let's just go. All right, Windows temp folder. The file's no longer there because the moron supreme, or sorry, I don't know if he wants to call himself the sorcerer supreme, or I'll just call it the moron supreme, decided to reset everything in here. Now, let's continue. Upload chisel.exe to see Windows temp. Sorry for that rant there. I just have an allergic reaction to stupidity. I break out in hives. I start sneezing all over the place, and I get very irate and angry if somebody is doing something stupid around me. Not really around me, but this is more of a digital around me because it affects you amazing hackers as well. Now we have to take more time to start this all over again because of this person here who is about as reasonable as a sitcom that was canceled after its first episode decided to do. But we're okay. We're okay. We're about 55% into our progress of working with the chisel. So everything's all fine. So let me go ahead and place this, let me have this run here. I'm going to have it running on my machine as I wait for Chisel to finish up there. We're going to take our netsh firewall rule, copy that so we can paste it here. All right. 96%. There we go. File has been uploaded successfully. Let us reopen port 47005. As so, we have our OK. Let us start our Chisel SOC server on SOCKS 5 proxy and press enter right there. And we are currently listening and connected. Okay, let us continue. Now, where we were at was here, which, crap, it might not be there. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's take this, upload it. Crap, we have to have our proxy on. Totally forgot about that. Right, so let me hit the stop button. Okay, let's hit upload. There we are. Okay, so our file was uploaded successfully. Now, our uploads folder is where we navigate to. And we take file name here, copy that, place that right here. Now, what is our next step? Our next step here is to do vote. Okay, confirm that it's there. All right, let's hit enter. We still have our proxy on, which is good, so we can still interact with this IP here. So here we are. Okay, so our file is here. Now, we can now execute commands using wreath, get parameter. All right, so let's run system info on this image here. So how are we going to do that? We're going to utilize a question mark, put in the parameter that we just created, and enter in system info. Now this command will run a GET request on this on the system here, and we have our system info output. Okay. What is the host name of the target, and what is our current username? All right, so our host name, which would be this right here, Wreath PC. Okay. And what is our current username? Include the domain in this. Okay, so where do we find our username? Obviously not here. So we are going to simply change the system info command to who am I? And here we are. We have our answer, Wreath Thomas. Let us remove the proxy here so we can complete that, and complete that. Now, compiling netcat to a reverse shell. Let's put this back on so we can still interact with this system here. So what are we doing? Okay, our web shell is all in good, but let's go for a full reverse shell. Okay, so realistically we have several options. We can use PowerShell, tends to be the go-to for Windows reverse shell. Okay, now Defender knows exactly what PowerShell reverse. So okay, so we can use it because it's easy, but in order to bypass Defender, we're going to need to do some serious obfuscation. Okay, we could try to get a PHP reverse shell. All right, we know the target has PHP interpreter installed. Okay, they tend to be iffy and may trigger. Yeah, okay. We can generate an executable using MSF Venom. Okay. And we can upload netcat. This will be a quick and easy option. All right, the only problem with uploading netcat is there are hundreds of different variants. So what we're going to do is simply, let's see. Let's just create a regular programs folder. Let's do this right here. Let's clone this netcat.exe. Okay. And here we are with our netcat.exe file right there. Okay, this repository already contains a precompiled netcat binary. However, this is an ideal time to talk about cross-compilation techniques because we're on a Linux system but we'll need to compile for a Windows system. All right, so this is an essential skill that we'll need, most likely for the OCP, of course. All right, so sometimes it's easy just cross compile. All right, we use this application to perform that act. So we install this mgmw, mgm grand, or whatever hell it is you want to call it, and what we're going to do next is let's see, using this to compile this here. All right, so downloaded. The repository provides a make file. Okay, so open up the make file. Oops. Okay, we have the make file open. All right. The first two lines specify which compiler to use. Neither of these are quite what we're looking for. So comment out the first line and add this underneath. So let us okay. Save that. Now when we run make to build the binary, the correct compiler will be used. Okay. So let's enter that. Make to dev null. All right. No such file as dev null because my stupid ass did not put the slash there like I was supposed to. Nothing done for all. What? What is this? Hold up. Hold up a sec. Okay, so we updated the make. Right, we updated this file, right? Let me just space this out. Okay. So this says that we do make, right? Space to dev null. Okay. DEVNULL. Right. Make nothing for what? Next, run the make to build the binary. Nothing to be done for all? What is that? Hold up a second. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We skipped a step. Inside the repository we downloaded, delete or move the two precompiled netcat binaries. Okay, so that makes more sense. Got it. Got it. So let's just do that. Now let's run this again. There we are. Now we created our netcat file here. All right, so yep, there we are. Our netcat.exe. Cool. So follow the steps to compile netcat, otherwise copy. Okay, so we already did that. With the copy of netcat available, we need to get it to the target. Okay, so let's flip this over here. No, let's close this out. Split this horizontally. Start our Python 3 HTTP SOIVA. Put that on port 80, right? So how should we upload this? Now, here's the tricky part. We can let's try this. Let's try this. Because I was gonna say we could use certutil, but that's mainly used in command shells, at least I thought. But let's just follow along here. All right, so we do have a few options here. So curl is going to be the main one that I want to pick first. So let's see. I'm going to need the... Oh, come on! Man. There we go. There we go. There we are. Okay. Let's try this out. You can look for other command tools on the target, right? So this is curl certutil. Okay. try to execute both of this in the web shell. They should work. What output do we get when running certutil? Okay. Let's see what we get. Okay, we get certutil dump command completed successfully. Let's go over to our page. Okay, so that's probably this right here. certutil is a default Windows tool that is used to download CA certificates. This also makes it ideal for file transfer, but Defender flags it as malicious. Okay, well that was a different reason. So now we'll stick with the trusty old curl. So let's take this and update it. So let's gather our IP address here, replace that with this here. All right. So now that we have this set, and we're still on port 80 because we didn't take it off, right? And I have to redo this because I accidentally closed that window out like a doof. Now we can simply place this command in here. So what we're doing, we're using curl to connect to our machine to take the netcat command that we just compiled, download that, and upload it to the temp folder here. So we should, so when I hit enter here, we should see a 200 here from this HTTP server right here. And there it is right there. Okay. So it has been successfully uploaded because we have a 200. All right. So set up a netcat listener on your attacking machine. Then in your web shell, use the following command. Okay. All right. So let's take that, paste it here, and then update it. All right. Got the name correct. We got this correct. So hold up a second. Let's just change. Now we change the attacker port that we want to use on our machine. So let's just do 30,000. Okay. Let's do 30,000. Set up our netcat listener on 30,000, right? Since we have it uploaded, let's get rid of all this here, hit enter, and we should have a shell popping up here. No, we do not. Okay. Okay, let's see where we went wrong here. Hold on. Are these together? Yes, they are. Okay. Try this again. There we are. So we had a space that interfered with this. So now we got our shell. Now what the hell is our next damn step? Alright, so we have our shell here. It looks like this whole room is done. So let me turn this off so we can answer these. Okay. Alright. Let's put the proxy back on. Go to our next step, enumeration. And I went this long with no damn water. Haha. Alright, so alright, so we have a reverse shell on the third and final target. It's cause for celebration. Yay! We don't have full system access to the target though. Alright, so now we're gonna start our enumeration to privilege exploitation. The first step that we always do is run who am I, and then catch our privileges. Okay, we have our privileges. We don't have our username, but we have our privileges though. So one of the privileges in the list is very famous for being used in print, spoofer, and potato series of privilege escalation exploits. Let's turn this off. Privilege escalation. Let's see what this is. So what do we got? Windows privilege escalation token impersonation. So this, what does this exploit? Okay, so impersonation privileges. So the tool takes advantage of SC impersonate privilege or SC assign primary token privilege. We don't have that assigned token privilege, but we do have this though. So that would be the answer for here. Now run who am I groups. And these are the groups that we are. Okay. No admin users though. All right. So exactly. So this is not. So it says right here. Unfortunately, this account isn't in the local administrators group. So let's do this next step. Now that we have our idea of our own user capabilities, let's look at the box itself. Let's start by looking for non-default services. So let's place this here and paste that there. And what responses do we get? All right. We have all of our services. All right. So display name and the path name. Might need to spread this out. Here we go. All right. So now, what's our next question? What is the name second column from the left of this service? What? Second column from the left. What is the name? All right. So this lists all the services on the system, then filters so that only services that are not in the C Windows directory are returned. Okay. This should cut out most of the core Windows services, all right, which are unlikely to be vulnerable to this kind of vulnerability. All right, there should be a bunch of results here. Read through them and pay particular attention to the path name column. Notice that one of the paths did not have quotation marks around it. So let's look through here and see which ones that do not have quotation marks around it. So you do, you do, you do, you do, you do, you do, you. Not you. Not you. Okay. So what... Okay, so we found it. What is the name of this service? This is the name of the service, System Explorer Help Service. All right, so we'll put that right there. Is this service running as the local system account? Shouldn't, because nothing is under authority system. So it's okay. So let's look it up by querying the service with SCQC service name. Who is this running under? Local system. Okay, so as a local system account. Hey, that is correct. All right, this looks good. Let's check the permissions on the directory. Okay. Check out the permissions on the directory. If we can write to it, we are golden. So I missed a flippin' letter like a doof. All right. Okay, so what are we looking for here again? Check permissions if we can write to it. All right, so how do we determine if we can write to it? So this is ran by administrators. So full control, meaning that by default, we should be able to write to it, no problem. All right, cool. So built-in users, full control. Okay, yep. So that does mean that we can write to it. All right, oops, damn, I totally forgot my thing was off. So I can do this. And I can answer these questions now. Cool, cool. Cool. But Tom, hold up. We have full control over this directory. How strange, but hey, Tom's security oversight will allow us to root this target. Okay. Let's see. Far from the only vulnerability here. By the looks of things, Tom's installed the program, but couldn't be bothered entering the password for the administrator account every time he needed to interact with it. Okay, so he screwed up. So what is this? This means that we can create our unquoted service path exploit, but we could also perform attacks such as DLL hijacking or even outright replacing the service executable with a malicious binary, which is most likely what we're going to be doing since this is an unquoted service path. Try to get a copy of WinP's. Uh, do I want to? Because we're already at almost at an hour. so I think yeah. So I will do this one most likely later. So let's just do that right there. Let's go over to our privileged escalation. So let's recap. All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Of the two vulnerability, okay, we have a privilege that we can almost certainly use to escalate system to system permissions. Downsides that we need to obfuscate the exploits in order for them to get past Defender. Our second option is that we have an unquoted service path to a service running as a system account. This is ideal. Okay, so what are we going to need to do here? So let's read. Twist of style. Other two vulnerabilities are immediately available. We would work the uncoded service path for one of the simple reason. Getting reverse shell back from this is very easy, even with Defender in play. These exploits are available to us to manipulate the preview we found and would need to be custom compiled and obfuscated in order to be useful to us. However, with the uncoded service path, all we need is one very small wrapper program that activates the netcat binary that we already have on the target. All right, so we're gonna create a wrapper, and put that onto the target since we already have it here. To put it another way, we just need to write a small executable that execute a system command, activating netcat and sending us a reverse shell as the owner of the service. Okay, so what are we doing here? Well, this is perfectly possible. For the sake of simplicity, we just create a set of executables. Worth on this technique is very effective at bypassing antivirus software on the target. However, in the enterprise situation, there's a good chance we will be picked up by the intrusive detective system. In this scenario, we're looking for the very much sophisticated system solution. Woo! There we go again. All right, so we'll be using Visual Studio. Let's see. Using a command called mono. Ew. Don't touch me if you got that. So let's install this. Okay. Now let's open a file called wrapper.cs. Okay. Now let's begin putting our files in here and seeing what we are doing. All right, so put this at the top. Next line down. We need to initialize a name. Wait. Add our imports. These allow us to use predefined code from the namespaces. Okay. At the very top of the file, add the following lines. These allow us to start new processes. Next, we need to initialize a namespace and class for the program. So let's place this here. Okay, our code will go in this section. We can now write the code that we'll call netcat. This goes inside the main function, replacing our code will go here line. All right, so we're going to get rid of everything here and place this here. Now we're going to need the name of the netcat thing that we just used, of the netcat file that we uploaded, which is this one here. And we're going to need our IP address here. Adding this to the attacker IP and the attacker port. Let's go with 30,001. Okay. All right. Let's hit X here and save that. All right. So we already did that. Replace the netcat name. Okay. With the objects created, we can now configure the process to not create its own GUI when starting. All right. So bring this back up again. Okay. So wait, what? Okay. So All right, so we place this line. Here, okay. Where does this go? Hold on. Let me save that there and then just open it from the folder here instead. Okay. Okay, now I can see if these things match. So they don't, apparently. Alright, so scooch this. Right. Oh, shoot. What the hell? Why is it going all the way over here? There. Okay. Now, under here goes this line here. True. And then oops. Okay. All right. So it looks like that we have everything correct here, except there we are. All right. So okay, so we have a wrapper ready. Now we can compile this using the mono MCS compiler. So we go MCS wrapper, right? Okay. And we have our wrapper.exe. Alright, cool. So now what we do next? Okay, we completed the wrapper, right? Okay, transfer the wrapper to the target. Just to spice things up, let's use an in-packet SMB soiva rather than our usual HTTP soiva. Alright, so let's download and packet. We should already have it. Okay. So let's start a temporary server here in this current folder. Using in-packet to start an SMB server, share. It's going to be our current folder. That's with its periods there. SMB2 support, meaning logging in with the username. Specifying the username as user and the password as secure password. So let's do that. Okay. And so in this particular folder with the netcat, we have in this nc.exe folder, we have two files that we just created, our nc.exe and our wrapper. So now what do we do next? So we have our SMB server right there, right? So now on this system right here, we on this machine here, we enter in netuse, our IP address, okay. Let's connect to here. All right, command completed successfully. So now we're connected to the share. So our next step is to copy the wrapper to this temporary folder right here. So let's copy that. This IP address right here. Replace that. Okay. Copy. Okay. Okay, we successfully copied it over. Let's see. Okay, cool. One file copied. Thank you. All right. So what's next? We should. It's useful to leave it running in the background when working with Windows targets. We'll use the server later, so let's leave it up for now. Okay. Start a listener. We did 30,001, I believe. Okay. And let's call the application. All right. Oops. Okay. End it with that. Sorry. End it with that double quote there. Shoot. Wait, so it's not there. What the hell? Huh. Okay, so yeah, what hold on. In the wrapper, we put 30,001. Right. Put 30,001. 30001. So why is this? Huh. All right, so let me figure this out again. Oh, you stooge! Oh my god, you moron! This is stupid. I uploaded it as this and not, you dumbass. All right, so let's try this again. All right, let's try this again. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay, let me copy this. Place this down here. Okay, let's try this again. Correctly this time. Alright, so we have our wrapper set up right there. We have our netcat listener. So let's take, oh shoot. Copy all of this right here. Okay, so it's uploaded. Now we hit enter, call the wrapper. And there we are. Our shell's right there. Perfecto mundo. Alright, excellent. Okay, our program works and not being caught by the antivirus. Good, good, good. So now we're ready to exploit that unquoted service path vulnerability. All right, the unquoted service path vulnerabilities occur due to an interesting aspect of how Windows looks for files. And what it is like when you're navigating around in Windows, if there are any spaces or anything like that at all, you have to enclose the entire path in double quotes. Otherwise, it's going to treat it like it's like they're individual commands and not as one command. And if you do that without quotes, then it'll freak out and then go, "What the hell are you doing, buddy?" Like that type of a thing. For example, if I did this right here, Windows see how I have the space here for program files. It's not going to go to this folder. It's going to give us an error because it can't find a file specified. But if I go and encloses in quotes, crap. It should have brought us there, but it didn't. All right, well, let's move on. It was supposed to, but it didn't. Oh, right, because no, because it was, okay, never mind. Because it's program files, not just Windows. All right, so let's try that. Let me use this example again. So it's not going to let me go into here. Oh, yes, it will. All right, cool. So forget what the hell I was talking about. Oops, CDC Windows temp. Alright, cool. Alright, let's take a look at the actual path of a vulnerable service here. Okay, so let's read this all together. So we did look at this here. Unquoted service path, right. If a path in Windows contains spaces and is not surrounded by quotes, then Windows will look for the executable in the following order. It'll look for the file on its own. It'll look for the file on its own, and then like it will look for a directory and then the file, then the two directories and then the file. What this means, if we can create a file called directory.exe in the root directory or in directory 1, then we can trick Windows into executing our file instead. Alright, so let's look at the actual path of this. We should be able to put our file in this section right here. There are technically 3 places we can add our program. Okay, because I was incorrect for that. We could put it in the root directory. Okay, this is unlikely to work as the chances of having write permissions are virtually 0. We could put it in here, but this is going to need permissions to access this, right? Yeah. Chances of being able to write to it is minimal. Into this folder we may, because it's unquoted, for this path here, there's a space. Okay, so what do we do? Before blindly copying your wrapper, check to make sure there isn't another user currently performing this exploit. Well, obviously they're not, because whoever was the chitlin dumpling who reset this thing couldn't get to this point. Alright. Sorry about that other rant. Let's continue. If you see a file called system in the output, then please wait a few minutes until it disappears. So let's check this path right here. And we don't have anything in there. Alright. So let's copy our wrapper from the Windows temp to here. Alright. Let's copy this whole line. Copy the name that we have for it. Whoops. Get rid of this space. Copy this entire line. And then paste this here. One file copied. Okay. So now let's run the directory command on this path again. And we have our file right here. Alright. So our next step is to, let's see. Our exploit is in place. We have 2 options. The service starts automatically at boot, so we could try restarting the entire box, which no. We could try restarting the service itself, which is what we're going to be doing here instead, since this is the only option that we have. So let's try stopping the service. Let's stop the service. Okay. We have, all right. Now we can start. And then we need to start a listener on our machine here. So let's go to, we use 30,001, I believe. Get rid of that crap. All right. Let's put this here and start the service. Okay. All right, let's start that. The service did not respond. Ah, but we have a shell right here. All right, and we're in System 32, which means we could only be one person in System 32, which is root. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. So we are root on this system. So, all right. So we have all these questions answered now. Yay! That's my level of enthusiasm for today. So let's go ahead and hit that, hit that, hit that, hit that. We've already ran through all these steps right here. We did did that too. Because we already are system here. All right. So what's our next steps? Exfiltration. All right. Let's get this party started. All right. Yeah, data is taking data off of a system, which is something that we should not do unless we have permission. So we can pretty much disregard this part. If we are not removing data, then we're okay. If this is an actual target, but if it's a lab, then we're fine. All right. So the only limitation when it comes to exfiltration is your imagination. Oh wow. I have an imagination station my brain here, so that could be full of wonders. Let's see. Is FTP a good protocol to use when exfiltrating data? No, because it's not secured and it could be easily uh, tracked. So here we go. For this reason, attacker is unlikely to use protocols as simple as file transfer protocol, trivial transfer protocol, SMB, or HTTP, because none of these are secured at all. So we're just going to put nay right here. And I accidentally double capitalized that, like a moron. For what reason is HTTPS preferred over HTTP? Due to security, if I am not mistaken. Let's see. Tends to be a good option as data will outright be encrypted. So there we are. Okay. So we need some way to prove to Thomas that we've compromised his PC. We can leave a note on his desktop. Why? We don't like him like that. Or we can be fancy and give him his administrator password hash to prove that we rooted it. Okay. So where do we find it at? There's no way of getting Mimikatz past Defender yet, because that will set up explosions of alerts. We have system access. We could technically just disable Defender, but let's do this with little destructiveness as possible. All right, so local user hashes are stored in the Windows registry whilst the computer is running. So this can be also found as a file here. However, it should not be readable whilst the computer is running. To dump the hashes locally, we need to save the SAM hive. So let's go over to back to our temp folder. Oh, sweet Jesus in heaven. Temp. What am I, from the south? Temp. There we go. So now we have that. Okay, so let's make sure that file, there it is. Okay. This saves the hive called SAM back into the current directory. Then we also need, dumping the SAM hive isn't quite enough though. We also need the system hive, which contains the boot key for the machine. So let's add this in there too. Okay. It's up to you how to choose how to exfiltrate the files. Given this is a home system with no monitoring in place, an SMB server is recommended. Now, we've already connected our SMB server and we haven't moved it, right? So what we can do is simply use this and the system to save it to our, oh my god, I have to read this all over again, to our system here from our SMB share that we already had. SAM back, and what was the other one? System. Okay, let's take our IP address. Okay, now I can take this, run this command here. Wait, what? Is my SMB thing still on? It is. Okay, let's try. Oh, wait. Okay. So that's why it didn't work. All right, we may encounter an error when connecting. This is due to the way that Windows handles cached credentials. Okay, so let's fix this by simply doing the net use command. Net use. Did I already write this down? This right here. Okay. So net use. I could use this. So let's try it out. Wait a minute. Whoa. I'm already connected though, I thought. Yeah, that's weird. I thought I was already connected to this thing. Okay, so cool. Now we just reconnected to it. So let's try these again. To oh crap, not that one because we're not root on that one. Shoot. We are root on this one, though. What? What the hell's going on here? Let's see, let's try this. Alright, let's try this command now. What? What username or password is incorrect? What the hell? Okay, I'm just gonna do what this says and create a whole nother user. Alright, so let's just do that. I'm gonna use user2 this time. Specify sweet Jesus. Okay. Let's see here. Alright. So let's just do this again without this here. Alright. Okay. What? Specify login does not exist. Hold on. It's like already annoying me. Okay. Specify login does not. Okay. I am like really trying not to get mad at this thing. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm stupid. Wait. Oh, no. I did it correctly. Let's see here. Let's keep reading to see what we need to do here. All right. This may already been terminated. Okay. So this error that we keep getting can usually be solved by connecting using an arbitrary domain. For example, specifying user domain user rather than just the user name. All right. Okay. So wait. Hang on. Does it, okay, so it does not give us any other options to download these. So I'm like, how do we use that then? Okay, so let's look at this. Let's break this thing down again. So you have our net use, our IP, right? Specify our share, specify our username, and the password there. All right, so if we were to use this, oh wait, hold up. No, this is the system one, so I have to change this system, right? And what else? Okay, so if let's find out where these files are first. So let's run dir. We have the SAM file here and the system backup file here. So this should work. Username or password is incorrect. For what? Let's see. Connecting using an arbitrary domain. So let's do it like this instead. User, where's our freaking connecting thing? Here we go. Okay, so user, right? Okay, / that. And try this again. All right, cool. Command completed successfully. All right, so we just put in a dummy domain in there, and that worked. All right, so let's try these damn things again. All right, so let's run this. Okay. All right, completed successfully. Let's go with our next one. And I believe there's one more. I thought that was like a security one, but let's try that out just in case, too. All right. And just change this to and let's see if that's there. We can't do it yet because we have to wait on this thing. And we have a solid cursor. Start running down these. I want to wait till we get all these first before I proceed. Now I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And the other reason why this is taking so long is because of that. This is a very big file. I wonder if I can... Nah, because I'm not a 30 system. I was going to say I can try to go to one of these here. I don't think I'm admin on this one yet. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not admin, so I can't do that. So I can't download the security file and upload that because I'm not root on my other two instances. So this should hopefully be done soon. Okay, good. Thought my mic was on the mutie for a moment there. And I'm just gonna pause this real quick until this thing is done. Be right back. Okay, now that we got all these files downloaded, now we can go to the next step, which is using secrets dump. Alright, so we have these three files here. We have SAM, security, and system back there. So it looks like the only ones that we're going to be using is just SAM and system. So let me copy this here. And we have sam.bak, system, after I spell it correctly. And we hit enter. Okay, hell no, we don't. Okay, so let's change these names. Let's go with copy to just Sam, and then copy system to just system. Now let's try this again without the extensions here. And we still, what the hell? Wait a minute, what the hell is this damn thing doing? Do I put this at the end? Okay, local. All right, cool. So let's see what we got here. So I was seeing this here, and I was like, and I didn't notice that right there. All right, so we just dumped all the hashes for all the accounts that are on this machine. So we have Thomas and we have administrator, and we don't need to worry about these. So we have our administrator hash. And we don't have our proxy on, so we can answer these questions. Okay, so we have the server right there. What is the administrator hash for this target? Wait, hang on. I think it's this one. There we go. Remove all the tools that we left. So I have zero intention of helping any of you people in this room. So let's start deleting some stuff. And delete that. Let's delete this. Wait, what? What the hell are you talking about? Access is in 9. I'm an administrator on this joint, fool. Hold up. Yeah. Let's try this again. Copy. Delete is not up, but okay, that's pretty stupid. All right, then smoke it then. And so we just successfully destroyed this room. Everything is now done. Yay! Write our debrief and our report. Hey Thomas, you big dummy, we just rooted all your stuff. Here's your hash. Now get out of my face and pay me. And that's what we tell that guy there. And we have just successfully dominated this. Bruh. I feel so happy. So that was Wreath. We just destroyed Wreath. Yay. Alright. That was a good fun hour and a half. Alright. Thank you for joining with me again. As always, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. That helps me out and makes me feel good about myself. And as far as the content that I'm putting out for you amazing people, like the likes do help me out. Definitely appreciate that. To stay updated on future content, when you do click on those buttons, next week or further this or shortly during this week, like I said, I'm going to just do a complete run through top to bottom of this room. Alright, sounds like a plan that I've just made for myself while talking to the air. Thank you for joining me. I am Sharonin and I am out. Peace.